the great thing about when you're answering the questions, here and there, you've covered parts of it, all the 6 different topics, you know. What I was saying about, you know, construction techniques, you know, training, market demand, resilience, technology, you know, every time you and I talk about something, it does cover all of it.
It probably stems from the fact that in Germany it's a very holistic and comprehensive approach, considering all the aspects of how a building functions, including the manufacturing process, etc. And there are all things to be considered meticulously at any time. Not just structural soundness of a building, that's implicit, but everything as a whole, an integrated system. The thermal performance, the source of material, the individual components. There have been so many breakthroughs. Meanwhile, you cannot have a single glue in Europe that is promoting cancer or something. Formaldehyde glues do not exist anymore. So there are all kinds of breakthroughs, and everything is covered meticulously to ensure the whole industry is having a very sustainable approach. And it doesn't even need to be advertised or emphasized. It's a given. There is no marketing. It's probably also a difference between Germany and Australia. There's simply no, how do I say this, no phoniness, no bullshit, no deception, not some kind of, oh, here, look how good this product is. I mean, if you would take for granted everything architects and builders and home pages and manufacturers say here in Australia, Australia must already have awesome homes, but it doesn't. 70% of all buildings in Australia are not sufficient. A lot of people, more people die in Australia because of heat strokes and freezing to death than in other countries like Scandinavia. Everyone knows how cold it can be in winter, despite being in a cold climate, in a mild, warm climate. So all of these performance standards are not good enough. And yeah, it's I don't know the word. I think terrifying. It's unacceptable. It's, in my opinion, with what I know is technically feasible. It's a pathetic outrage. The way the buildings are being built.
We have 10-year-old buildings. Not even on the second year. There's apartment blocks here that have leakage issues. Water's just trickling from everywhere. Mold. Because of leakage
in Germany,
issues.
Houses are built to last generations, and in Australia, houses are built multiple times within one generation. That's not right. It's not good enough. And it's not value driven. And the whole premise is very different. Germany, as I mentioned, it's for the sake of having shelter for family. It's not a means to acquire wealth, not on a speculative ground because of short-term market trends. It's a set standard by the government, and there are also measures in place that prevent speculation and those kind of stuff. It's not desirable for any society that it is like that. It's a perfect blueprint for when your goal is to, okay, let's distribute wealth unfairly. What do we want to do? Okay, how about negative gearing and this and inflating property prices and lowering standards? So then that's the blueprint for how to make it. It's not value driven. There's no real value in how houses are built.
It's building things as fast as they can with really not high quality materials, like raw materials. Hence why, second year in, there's all sorts of problems.
I'm personally disgusted by the overall approach in terms of how houses are built. The reason why they are often being built and the standards, and it's not good enough. So
it's quite sad. It's a very sad trend. It's because people have to get a mortgage just to acquire the home, and then every year you have to spend 5-digit figures to maintain the home.
I thought about something very terrifying, or I don't know the word. If I would build a house here in Australia, I would actually save money if I was on unpaid leave and build it myself. So this is not the purpose of engaging a builder or trades to build a house for me. I would need a very, very high six-figure salary to not go on unpaid leave. And this is it's pathetic. It's a very poor performance of the whole construction industry. That you would benefit from not being paid by your employer, but watching YouTube videos and just building a house yourself, because the performance of the tradespeople is not good. It's not an exceptional craftsmanship, and this is also a great difference between Germany and Australia. It's just a job in Australia. It's not a profession, and it doesn't get the appreciation it deserves. Whether you're a bricklayer or electrician or carpenter, they all look the same with silly high-vis clothing, and it's not an honorable profession. It's not tied to as much tradition as it is in Europe, and that's kind of sad.
The certification.
It's just a means to accrue wealth.
The certification is way too short to obtain, and very
pays,
easily obtainable.
It even pays off to not be smart, but to just labor on site and get unreasonably much money for not enough product, for not enough service. It's this feeling of construction industry overpaid and underskilled. I would definitely second that. It's not good enough. If I was an Australian citizen, which I hopefully will be soon enough, I would say, hey, this is not good enough. People spend a lot of money, and all they get are poorly performing homes. Not good enough. So that's
we should
just how it is.
We should place emphasis on reforming the education and labour system to align with modern construction needs. Obviously, will take time, effort, and investment, and a lot of people like yourself to promote those theories across.
Often I feel like people are very unaware of how severe the situation is. I mean, again, I want to emphasize that there are a lot of participants in the construction industry who want to promote a change for the good, for the better. I'm not the only one who does see it as drastically, as I just said. But the predominant approach is this very outdated approach, building on site, framing on site, with poor performance, little understanding of building science and building physics. And if there are tokenistic measures, and the industry occasionally prides itself by, we are raising standards, etc. It's all tokenistic. It's not really reinforced. It's not good enough. One moment the rating does get increased from 6 stars to 7 stars. It's already outdated. It's already not good enough. It's not future-proof. And there's often an emphasis on trying to reduce emissions instead of capping the initial energy consumption from the outset. So this should be an emphasis, not just, let's try to limit emissions with some silly measures. You have to have measurable and reinforceable mandates in place. And often there are still very vaguely phrased specifications and standards, for example, around windows. And Australians keep doing shortcuts and do not really follow through thoroughly and meticulously. You still can acquire single glazed windows, or if double glazed windows are promoted, then the installation manuals of those windows are still fundamentally flawed, and you still have thermal bridges, and it's just not good enough.